Welcome, everybody. I'm Joe from the Game House. Today, we'll be doing a 2025 NFL mock draft for the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are on the clock in our 2025 NFL mock draft series. We'll be doing a mock draft for every NFL team before free agency and after free agency before we get to the NFL draft to give a good look at what NFL teams might do this offseason. The Buffalo Bills are on the clock. We'll be doing the NFL mock draft database simulator because I like the way it meshes big boards from across the internet together to make their own big board. And we'll be rejecting all trades to keep it as realistic as possible. Bills coming up short again from beating the Chiefs and possibly getting to the Super Bowl. So they are trying to get something here that's going to put them over the top. Obviously, have a solid roster all around, but every team has ways they can improve. This is going to be an interesting one here. I really think of more of their needs are in the back half of the defense, but it looks like more of the range here is to take Kenneth Grant and improve the interior defensive line. That's something they can do. Could go wide receiver, could get some more of a number one wide receiver. If you think Matthew Golden's going to be that, a lot of people are saying right now he could be the number one wide receiver drafted. I don't really see that, but let's go Kenneth Grant, a guy who moves very well for his size, can be very disruptive from the interior, maybe help some of those edge rushers get more pressure as well. So could have a factor uh, in that regard. And I mean, that's going to leave us with some pretty good guys to look at here, too. I think Maxwell Hairston, the corner out of Kentucky, had a very good combine, really good ball skills. There is some stuff on tape where some of the balls are thrown right to him, but he does show pretty good ball skills. And that, I think he's going to be a guy who starts from day one for the Bills and they can get the best out of him. All right, so pick number 62. Could go safety here, could go with an edge rusher. I think I'm going to go Alec Aomanor, the wide receiver out of Stanford. I have a second round grade on him. He tested better than people thought at the combine. He's a bigger bodied receiver. I think Khalil Shakir is one of my favorite receivers in the league, but I do think that you need more of an outside presence. Keon Coleman maybe didn't provide that as consistently as maybe he was hoped to do last season. So get another guy, take another crack at it, and see if you can get another playmaker on the outside for Josh Allen. All right, so we are at pick 108 here. We'll see what we can get. Maybe a guy who you can develop. Let's go Andrew Makuba, the safety out of Texas, a guy who started his career at Clemson. Very good impact player. I think he's a guy who could develop into a starter down the road and fix that back end of the Bills secondary. Pick 131. I think we're going to go edge here and kind of figure that out. We'll take Antoine Powell Ryland. I know we have Olafemi Oladejo up there, but Powell Ryland was a very productive pass rusher this year, had a lot of sacks, and I think the Bills can probably turn him into a rotational rusher to start and then develop him into something more down the road. I think he's a guy who could get better as time goes on in the pros. Man, we could take Billy Bowman and really just improve the safety right there by taking a Texas and Oklahoma safety, but let's see what else we have here to look at. Don't know if they'll be going to any of the other positions. Let's double up on safety. Let's do it. Let's take Billy Bowman. He had a pretty good combine himself. Maybe you can move him into the slot as well, so that's something to consider. But I think he's a guy who could, again, another guy who could end up starting with development. So slid down the board here. Bills get him. They luck out with that one, but I don't think it's wrong to take it. The next pick, let's let's go with RJ Harvey, the running back out of UCF. Now, I don't think they're going to take a running back early in the draft because they do have James Cook. They took Ray Davis last year, but getting depth at the position is not a bad thing, especially when you have all these picks that are coming up. With this pick, let's go Kobe King, the linebacker out of Penn State. Could be a guy who plays special teams from day one, and then maybe again develops into something more if he plays his cards right. Over to pick 206. I would love to take Willie Lampkin, but he is a very small player. I don't know if they'll do that. We'll go Garrett Dellinger, the guard out of LSU, can provide some depth there. Still wants me to take one of these guys on the interior offensive line. This pick, let's go Mitchell Evans. Let's get on top of the draft board, at least for their draft board, and have a guy who was a good security blanket in college, tore his ACL, didn't come back the best from it, but maybe if he clears all the medicals, could be a good backup tight end in the league. That's the Bills' last pick there at pick 208. So when this finishes up, we'll go back through the draft. You guys can let me know if you like it or not in the comments below. So we have Grant, the defensive lineman out of Michigan, big defensive lineman who is very mobile for his size. Maxwell Hairston, the corner out of Kentucky, who has very good ball skills and tested well at the combine. Alec Aomanor, the wide receiver out of Stanford, big bodied guy and tested better at the combine than people would have imagined. Andrew Makuba, the safety out of Texas, who started his career at Clemson. Antoine Powell Ryland, the edge rusher out of Virginia Tech, who was highly productive. Billy Bowman, the safety out of Oklahoma. RJ Harvey, the running back out of UCF. Kobe King, the linebacker out of Penn State. Garrett Dellinger, the interior offensive lineman out of LSU. And Mitchell Evans, the tight end out of Notre Dame. So let me know what you think of this mock draft down in the comments below. We'll be doing more mock drafts before we get to the 2025 NFL draft at the end of April. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.